Hi.
All the way over there.
Hello.
Is that what that is? The zip line point?
Yeah, so that's
How
pretty.
you doing?
You wanna go
How you doing?
Just touch that.
Oh, okay.
I want to go.
talk about it? It looks pretty.
Hi, it's beautiful here. Don't you agree?
Oh, yes. This is just for us. It's not going on YouTube, guys.
Okay.
Please no. Oh yes. Oh no! Do not put us on YouTube.
Well, I had considered starting a YouTube channel that is private and it only we can go to, so we could do videos and stuff too.
What is the problem here? There's a shot, which will not be.
No, the beach was to the left when we came to the
I think we should go down to the beach
Yeah.
too.
I forgot my
Go back
bikini.
over there, Marshall.
Oh, man.
$4.
You ain't got your man
Keith? Well,
We'll just get me. I'm special.
You are special. You three, what an adorable picture. Goodness gracious. All right. Smile. Okay.
Sun grin. Cool. Oh, cute.
You can barely see, but you're still smiling.
Back, I think it's $4 a head. Y'all are free.
Curved at tires. Eee, we're going down.
Yeah, our ears are probably popping in. Mine popped. Whoa. Hang on. Here we go. All right. And my ears started popping. And a rough road. Get your attention. Take a little drop off. Anybody else ears popping besides mine?
I'm hot.
AC's on. That's why I got it out. So to let that couple have that.
Maybe a bald eagle. There's bald eagles in this park. January and February they had. January and February they had slight, you know.
What you doing there, Diener? Collecting shells?
Shells and strata rock.
I used to love to collect rocks.
Oh, me too. I had an awesome collection, and then my baby brother's dug off a little rock shard.
Look at those leaves. The whirlwind.
Yeah,
What?
well, film
I can catch it, but we'll go try. I think it's good. Don't we lost it? It came right to it's right here around it.
actually, if it's partly cloudy tomorrow afternoon, cloudy would be, I mean, your blue sky would be fine, but for pictures, because we won't be doing it.
So can you imagine I use Photoshop to make the sky blue?
Well, I
You
could.
don't need it.
That's the fast adjustment. That's you would hit the bottom side of the trigger. That's for quick transitions. Top, push and hold it. All right, well, I made a
Okay, it's called The Duet by Eugene Field. And it says, you ready? The gingham dog and the calico cat side by side on the table sat. 'Twas 12:30, and what do you think? Nor one nor the other had slept a wink. The old Dutch clock and the Chinese plate appeared to know as sure as fate there was going to be a terrible spat. I wasn't there. I simply state what was told to me by the Chinese plate. The gingham dog went bow wow wow, and the calico cat replied meow. The air was littered an hour or so with bits of gingham and
They don't have
calico.
ping pong balls?
While the old Dutch clock in the chimney place up with its hands before its face, for it always dreaded a family row. Now mind, I'm only telling you what the old Dutch clock declares is true. The Chinese plate looked very blue and wailed, oh dear, what shall we do? But the gingham dog and the calico cat wallowed this way and tumbled that, employing every tooth and claw in the awfulest way you ever saw. And oh, how the gingham and calico flew. Don't fancy I exaggerate. I got my news from the Chinese plate. Next morning, where the two had sat, they found no trace of dog or cat. And some folks think, and to this day, that burglars stole that pair away. But the truth about the cat and pup is this: they ate each other up. Now, what do you really think of that? The old Dutch clock, it told me so, and that was how I came to know. Thank you.
We're going this way, and anything you want over here.
All right,
Except for that pan
this chicken right here has ham and some cheese, which is lovingly melted off. So I wanted you to see it.
crispier, and
This chicken is plain, with the exception of this one right here that's got a little ham on it. This is ham and cheese.
We're gonna pass on
This is cauliflower rice.
So we're going this way.
Those are Brussels sprouts
This
with
is
pecans and
radishes.
cranberries,
This is.
cauliflower rice.
Cauliflower.
There's butter if you want it on your rice.
that way, you might want to try and do it.
And there's roasted cauliflower,
Yep.
roasted
One or two.
radishes if you've
Okay.
never had them before.
They might surprise.
I'd be surprised.
Roasted radishes.
Never had
No,
one.
yeah,
That's
they're
a
good.
serving spoon for this, or you just
Get that one.
Okay.
And what was this for, Marcia?
If anybody wants to sprinkle some.
So we have to
on the
get a
Brussels
plate.
sprouts.
quite a
They're
spread.
not as quite as hot and big as they were, but
Quite a spread.
What's the butter for?
If you want some on this or anywhere.
this is plain chicken. This is the one with the ham and cheese.
That's plain right here.
This is
Yeah,
plain,
this
that's
is plain
ham and
roasted
cheese.
chicken. This has got ham and cheese.
Hey,
Sounds good.
Start this way.
Oh, okay.
And what are these guys?
Alright, whatever you want to put on. On down to you. That's that one, do you want to put it?
And they're saving what they
well, and the chef.
Bon appetit.
Down here, I get it. Bring it down there, I always use it. Cutting up that.
Whoa, it didn't like that. I made my gimbal angry.
Did you buy them still? Okay. Well, I didn't really catch their reflection.
Sunset on Lake Gunnersville.
Brian,
What?
there's an owl right there.
I don't know that he's alive, is he? Is he like alive?
I don't know, maybe not.
Or is that like a fake owl?
Might be a fake owl.
He's gonna freak you out if he flies off.
It looks fake. Freaked me out when I looked over there and saw it.
And he's a damn statue. I don't think an owl would have stayed there.
witness is scarce. Even worse, a widely consumed cocktail then spiked with morphine, leading to most of the guesses being comatose.
Really? More?
Carnegie's last
Hold
will
on,
and testament was found at the scene, typed out in blood on his typewriter. He declared that charity would be the sole heir. The morning of the party, Carnegie had made a long and apparently heated telephone call to Arizona. The office of Darrows and Ellis provided documentation showing that Carnegie was embroiled in a dispute regarding his son and a sizable donation. The murder weapon discovered to be the Vulcan statue that had been in prominent position on Carnegie's desk after it was found in his daughter's dressing room. The murder, a well-known professor, was placed in custody today and will await trial. So that's who actually killed him. The assailant was quite disturbed during the arrest, screaming about jade and ancient curses, a portent, an omen, a sacrifice. Missing from the scene was an ancient artifact, a statue highly prized in the scientific community. The Aztec statue was found after Carnegie had left clues to its location in his office. A treasure map revealed that the statue had been hidden under desk. The famous statue had been recovered after the locked drawer's bolts clicked. Thankfully, the statue now resides in the National Museum. Case closed.
Where does this
What?
go?
Tell us about
That
this.
is, it's,
That's let me show you how the statue goes.
That's checking in the last one.
Greg, you're going to be worth the price of the picture alone.
Okay. Hurry, man. Go, man. Go, man. Go, man. It's great.
Have you ever considered where your trash goes after you mindlessly toss it off with the trash truck? Many Americans don't consider this when disposing of their waste. The U.S.'s waste production of trash is skyrocketing year by year. According to recent studies, the average American citizen produces 4.4 pounds of trash per day. While not startling statistic at first, that totals to around 1,500 pounds of trash produced per American per year, meaning roughly 490,500 million pounds of trash in total produced by the USA, let alone other trash produced by other countries. And that trash has to go somewhere, can't just disappear. Currently, only a small percentage is recycled, meaning the rest is placed in a landfill. While landfills have their place and purpose, they take up far too much space on our green earth, meaning miles of valuable land that could be used to preserve the U.S.'s natural flora and fauna is being used to store trash. But there are many forms we can reduce how much waste goes into a landfill. One of the main ways American citizens do this is by recycling. Via recycling, land that could be used for landfills is reduced because it is reused to create new products, meaning that it's not just stored away in a landfill. It's something new that we can use again, becoming a reusable resource. And many cities already started a recycling program. And less plastic put into a landfill could mean cleaner waters for our drinking water and our soil, and cleaner oceans for our wildlife. And recycling also creates jobs because someone has to process recycled goods. In the middle of a mental health crisis, more jobs could possibly mean less depression and less anxiety in the U.S. because many unemployed Americans report feelings of inadequacy due to the unemployment. And children could be involved in recycling too. Children learning about waste production in their early childhood could create a spark of interest in, in environmental care. And more children interested in the environment means the next generation and the generations that follow it could be involved in environmental conservation. And our resource depletion could also be decreased. Less resource use means that we run out of new resources slower, because we can reuse products to create new things multiple times. Because if I throw something out into the trash, it can be recycled into a new product, and that can be thrown out again by somebody else. And then that cycle can repeat a couple of times. But everything has downsides, so only said good things about recycling. Recycling costs a lot up front, and to upkeep it. To reuse recycled waste, toxins must be removed, and that costs a lot of money because you have to build equipment and you have to pay workers, meaning you have to pay a lot of money to do that. And recycled products are lower quality. Recycled products last less time because their bonds have been worn down over time. Because if I buy a brand new shirt from a store, it's going to last longer than something I bought from the thrift store. And also, recycling can cause pollution in and of itself. The waste has to be transported, and during storage, it can produce toxins and bacteria. Plants sometimes also produce pollution in and of themselves. Created pollution can leach into air that we breathe, the soil that we grow our plants in and that our livestock live on, and the water we drink and that livestock drink and that wild animals live in. And due to the fact that bacteria and toxins can be created by stored recycled goods and goods yet to be recycled, workers could potentially have bad work conditions and low pay. The average recycling plant worker makes in Mississippi $28,310 per year, and that's barely living wage. They would struggle to pay for health insurance, and if they can even afford health insurance, and if they can't afford it, they'll be able to pay medical bills, or support children, or spouses, or pay for rent. The U.S.'s waste production is skyrocketing, and something needs to be done. We skyrocket year by year, and it's higher than it ever has been before. The waste we produce leaches into our soil, our water, into our air. We need to compare the pros and cons of recycling, and it's possible that the reuse and reduce portion of the reduce, reuse, recycle phrase is better. But our children and their generations following them deserve to see animals in the wild, and they deserve to have a healthy environment to live in. Thank you.
Very good.
Thank you.